Esther Arunga was born into a bustling household, one of 7 children, sharing a unique twin bond with her brother in the vibrant tapestry of Kenya. Raised in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Esther's journey unfolded against the backdrop of her educational pursuits, which led her to Kenya High School and later to the University of Wollongong in North South Wales, Australia, where she bagged a bachelor's degree in communication and law with a sprinkle of French flair. She returned to Kenya for the 1-year law school and was subsequently called to the bar in Nairobi in 2009. Returning to Kenya, Esther soared into the media spotlight, gracing the screens of Kenya television network, the KTN, with her compelling presence and winning hearts as a news anchor. Her meteoric rise seemed unstoppable, crowned with awards and accolades, including the prestigious Chago Latinese Chart Award for Best Teen Television News Anchor. Yet, behind the glamorous facade lurked a series of scandals that would shroud Esther's career in controversy. In 2009, Esther's life took a dramatic turn as she got entangled in the enigmatic web of the Finger of God Church, founded by her own cousin, Joseph Helen.
Now, it's erroneously reported that things went wrong when she joined us.
Right.
Things actually were right when she moved into our place.
Joseph Helen, a renowned jazz musician and saxophonist, found himself thrust into the spotlight as the musical director of Kenya's hit TV show, Tusker Project Fame Season 3. Amidst his success, he received a Facebook message from Quincy Timberlake, a figure shrouded in mystery and questionable past. Quincy, claiming to be in the United States, sought to collaborate with Helen on a music project, a project which never saw the light of the day. Helen was, however, excited to meet with Quincy. He was intrigued by the connection from their childhood days as neighbors and classmates. Helen was eager to reunite. However, his excitement waned as he uncovered Quincy's dubious identity. Quincy had changed his name, adopting the name Quincy Timberlake Zuma for undisclosed reasons. Quincy's supposed American residence was also debunked. He was, in fact, in Kayole, Nairobi County. And in a startling twist of events, Quincy, who had initially posed as a music collaborator, confessed his desire to embrace the Christian faith and join the Finger of God Church, disclosing a dark history of witchcraft and manipulation. Quincy confessed to Helen that he practiced witchcraft, which he used to harm and take advantage of people. On the other hand, Esther Arunga had become deeply entrenched in the Finger of God Church, where Helen was not just her spiritual guide, but also a business partner and her mentor.
Way before people knew Esther Arunga, I was out training her. I'm a mentor. I mentor so many people.
Right.
So I was mentoring her as well, alongside many other journalists too. And I trained her from reading business news to reading 9 o'clock news. And all this time, Esther was staying in my house and Esther was in our church.
Helen claimed to have played a key role in Esther's success in the media space, influencing her career development in reading news, poise, communication, and weight loss program.
So after starting a program called WATA, Way to the Aisle, with Esther, and I was training her then in poise, in communication, because of my knowledge of the English language.
Yeah.
And communication. So I taught her in poise and all that. I even taught her how to cut down weight those days.
As the year 2009 unfolded, Esther Arunga, engaged to marry Wilson Malaba, relocated to Joseph Helen's mansion in Runda, a mansion that doubled as the Finger of God Church headquarters. Wilson, Esther's fiancé at the time, was a seasoned entrepreneur, serving as the CEO of Real Concepts, a prominent business consultancy firm with footprints across Eastern Africa. Wilson had also joined the Finger of God Church to maintain his closeness to Esther. Upon joining the church, he became the head of evangelism while Esther headed the Water program. Water is the Way to the Isle program. Their close involvement in the church deepened Esther and Wilson's bond, leading to a proposal just 2 months into their relationship in October 2009. Their wedding was slated for April 2010. However, their plans took an unexpected turn with the arrival of Quincy Timberlake to the Finger of God Church. Esther Arunga had admitted to Wilson that Quincy was pursuing a romantic affair with her, but it wasn't long before she would yield to Quincy's charm, and a secret romantic affair soon began, an affair which was resisted by Esther's parents. When Wilson first encountered Quincy, he sensed an unsettling aura, as if an unseen spectre lingered in the air. Quincy's unkempt appearance and arrogant claims of associations with high-profile personalities such as Tony Blair and ownership of expensive businesses raised suspicion.
Ape peerless, ape sticksiless, fearless, doubtless, ape peerless, ape sticksiless.
Quincy even offered free honeymoon accommodation at his alleged hotel for their upcoming marriage. Little did Wilson know Quincy would later steal Esther away from their impending marriage. And just 2 months prior to their April 2010 wedding, Wilson received a text from Esther accusing him of infidelity and cutting off communication. Meanwhile, Helen, their church leader, expelled Wilson on charges of Freemasonry. Despite the heartache, Wilson eventually found love again, and on February 14, 2013, he married Muchoni Njoroge in a grand ceremony at Loresho PCEA Community Church, leaving behind the chaos caused by Quincy and Esther. So who is Quincy Timberlake really? Quincy Timberlake, born on April 22, 1980, was a charismatic yet deceitful con artist with a knack for manipulation. Joseph Helen accused Quincy of not only being a skilled scammer but also a cybercrime expert linked to a syndicate based in Hollingham. This syndicate specialized in phishing scams, often impersonating well-known figures like Benny Hinn to swindle money from unsuspecting victims. Quincy boasted of wealth and connections in Western countries, enticing Esther Arunga with promises of lucrative job opportunities abroad. Esther was probably seduced by his assurances of financial prosperity, overseas job prospects, and his rebellious image. Prior to marrying Esther, Quincy was already married to Rose Mweni Mutua in 1999, but their relationship was marred by secrecy and detachment. It later crumbled, with Quincy abandoning her and her 3 sons to the mercy of the public. It seemed Quincy exploited Esther's fame and status for personal gain. He needed her to climb the social ladder. Quincy's charm seemed to ensnare Esther, leading her into a world of empty promises and illusions. Alongside Helen, they embarked on ventures that blurred the lines between faith and ambition, prompting Esther to resign from the Kenya television network, the KTN. Together, these 3 formed the Placenta Party, with Helen aiming for the presidency, Quincy for vice presidency, and Esther eyeing a parliamentary seat. However, the aspirations were short-lived as they faced arrests for operating an unregistered association. Esther was released to her parents 2 days later and sent for psychiatric evaluation at Chiromo Mental Health Hospital, while Quincy remained in custody. It was said that Esther's parents attempted to ground her at their home, but she ran away again from her parents' house in the middle of the night.
And when a 32-year-old woman makes her choice, you know the story of Romeo and Juliet. Just leave them alone. Okay? I remember my wife telling Esther's mom that this woman has made this choice. If you fight her, she'll become cemented to this guy. Leave her alone and she'll find out who this guy is much later and she'll actually leave him herself.
Right.
Well, they did not listen. They brought in police. You know, you want to separate people using police, you cement them.
Right.
So that's where the problem is.
And amidst the chaos, on 3rd March 2010, Esther officially married Quincy Timberlake. The union, officiated by Helen, marked the beginning of a turbulent journey destined for tragedy. After Quincy's release from custody in 2010, the family grew. In December of that year, they welcomed their first child, a son named Sinclair Timberlake. The following year, Quincy and Esther moved to Australia, seeking asylum because they felt unsafe due to political connections. They became Australian citizens and settled there. Esther worked as a barrister at the New South Wales Supreme Court, while Quincy pursued a career as a mining engineer. Their family expanded further with the birth of their second child in 2012 and their third child in 2014. On the night of June 18, 2014, Esther Arunga and Quincy claimed their 3-year-old son, Sinclair Timberlake, fell down the stairs while playing with his 2-year-old sibling. They claimed to have given him painkillers and put him to bed, but his condition worsened, and in the early hours, they called the paramedics, who pronounced Sinclair dead. The couple told the police the same story. An autopsy carried out the next day revealed severe injuries, including internal trauma, burns, and bruising. Chili flakes in Sinclair's eyes also suggested some punishment. The autopsy concluded that Sinclair died from blunt force trauma to the abdomen, which was not consistent with a fall. On June 25, 2014, during formal questioning at the police station, Esther Arunga and Quincy maintained their story that their son Sinclair fell down the stairs. They claimed his burn was from a hot iron box and his scars were from previous torture, but the police did not believe them. Hidden cameras planted in the mortuary revealed Quincy repeatedly apologizing for dropping his son, referencing the Bible and mentioning the devil. After a thorough investigation, Esther and Quincy were arrested on 2nd September 2014. In court, a friend of theirs testified that Sinclair had ritualistic marks on his face in 2012, and Esther had lied about his injuries, claiming that it was a fall. However, on 12th of September 2014, Esther Arunga, charged as an accessory to her son's mother, admitted to covering for her husband and revealed the truth about the night that Sinclair died. Esther disclosed that on June 17, 2014, Quincy found their son fallen down the stairs and began claiming that the devil was present. Quincy had assaulted Sinclair, believing he was possessed. Esther said she witnessed Quincy punching their son in the stomach and throwing him against a wall in a fit of rage. Quincy later pleaded guilty to manslaughter on 29th September 2023, receiving an 11-year sentence through a plea deal that reduced his charges from murder to manslaughter. Esther Arunga, on the other hand, for her cooperation, was sentenced to 10 months in jail. Today, Esther Arunga remains in Australia, a mother haunted by the shadows of her past. The tragic conclusion of Esther and Quincy's story leaves lingering questions. Was it a tale of two mentally troubled souls entangled in a twisted romance? Or was it a narrative of manipulation and deceit? Share your thoughts in the comments below.